Leonidas. He was Sparta's last true hero. We'd all be under the yoke of the Persian Empire if it wasn't for his courage. The same blood courses through your veins.
So, our blood is the blood of kings.
You are so much more than a mercenary. You carry the blood of heroes, blood of power. Remember what I told you?
That people would try to take that power for themselves.
And then you promised.
I wouldn't let them.
Hold out your spear.
All of this talk of the Pythia, I do not care what she says.
Enough! We have grown tired of your insolent tongue. Sparta will not go to war. The Pythia has spoken.
Pythia says what you tell her to say. She has been your puppet for far too long. The time has come to cut her strings.
Oh, Leonidas. The days of heroes are over. You think your blood makes you special? If we opened your veins, it would spill to the ground and disappear through the cracks. You are no one.
You are more than welcome to find out.
Your fate is sealed, son of the Lion. Xerxes will unite us. He will bring order to chaos.
Divide the Pythia and everyone you love. Everything you stand for will perish.
Gather the men.
My king?
Xerxes wants Sparta. She'll have to go through me.
Incredible! Now, do you understand?
What must I do?
It's time we embrace our destiny. Both of us. If we don't stop the cult before it's too late, then all Leonidas fought and died for was for nothing. Our bloodline has risen to those who would enslave us.
It's time we rise again.
Well, well, well. Mother and daughter united in Sparta at last. And look at you. Goddesses among mortals.
King Pausanias, we're honored. I was sorry to hear about your father.
Yes. Our fathers would have been proud to see us here today.
You remember Cassandra, my king?
Who could forget? The girl who died to save her brother. Such a tragedy. An innocent child put to death because of an ancient, merciless law.
Two innocent children were put to their deaths that day.
Cassandra, enough. Apologies, my king. She's been away from Sparta for a long time.
You both have. This one has fired like her mother. In any case, Sparta was weakened by losing you both.
We're examples of why these laws must change.
Oh, I agree. But King Archidamos, if he could carve Spartan law across the chests of every citizen, he would.
Spartan laws destroyed my family. Spartan laws had me claw my way through the streets. We're here today because he defied those laws.
He did, and he lost his head for it. But we're not here to talk about the dead, are we?
We know Sparta reclaimed our house after what happened to my father in Megaris. We want it back.
Mind your tongue, child. You may not live in Sparta anymore, but I'm still your king.
We graciously request an audience with you and King Archidamos to discuss reinstating our citizenship and reclaiming our home.
Of course. There's nothing I'd want more. Archidamos, however, still hasn't forgiven you for the whole nose incident.
What can we do to sway him?
There's rumor of a Hilot rebellion, and the Kreptia are stalking the flames. Savagely killing Helots, stealing livestock, and leaving corpses to rot in the streets.
The Cryptia represents Sparta's ultimate achievement in military training. Their discipline and fearlessness make Sparta's army the most feared in the world.
Once. But the Cryptia have become corrupt and bloodthirsty. And training boys to kill unarmed peasants is nothing to be proud of. Do you want your home back or not? Good. So the Ilots will no longer support the senseless slaughtering of their people.
And where would I start looking for these Cryptia?
One can be found in the fort on Zarak's Point. Another was assigned to guard the Spartan leader's house. The third is more elusive. He was last seen in one of the villages west of Hilot Hills. He's definitely the loudest of the three.
And what?
One can be...
My mother spoke of these Cryptia. What can you tell me about them?
They are the hidden ones. Hand-picked at an early age, starved and trained in isolation. They must steal and kill to survive. If they succeed at their training, they become the King's Guard.
But why have me killed them?
For years, the Cryptia kept the peace between the Ilots and Spartans. Troublemakers and threats among the Ilots were dealt with. But lately, these Cryptia have been killing men, women and children without reason or mercy. Babies ripped from their mothers and fed to the wolves. The Cryptia have become a breeding ground for ruthless savages.
Is there anything I should know about King Archidamos?
Traditional, brutal, boring. Archidamos values the old ways over the welfare of his people. He sided with the elders that day on Mount Taygetos.
If killing Cryptia will get our home back, I'll do it.
Pausanias gave you a task. Spartan kings aren't known for their patience.
If Archidamos believes in the old ways, won't killing his Cryptia create conflict between him and Pausanias? I miss Kefalonia sometimes. Life was simple, even if Marcos was a bumbling idiot. Magistrate Xanthi told me that you've been having trouble with your farm.
Crop failure. It's as if Ares herself salted the earth.
How are the crops failing?
Blight. Few plants grow, and the ones that do are wilted and covered in spots. The gods would never let this happen if they were happy. It's my godless Ilotes, I tell you. You're a messenger of Zeus. You show them the light.
I'll find out what's happening.
Oh, thank Zeus. My Ilotes, Tefta and Maron, they work the fields, but they do not respect the gods. Teach them.
I'll go talk with your Ilotes and see what they know.
Mistios.
Here, your master claims this blight is the will of the gods. What do you think?
Sometimes crops fail. Could be dry soil, could be insects. It's a shame about the donkey. He was more crucial to the farm's success than the master. Or you, for that matter.
How can I make clearing the ground easier?
The hoe I'm using is falling apart. I have to fix the blade every few swings. Something more sturdy would make it go faster.
It's not like you're shackled to this patch of land. What's preventing you from getting a new hoe?
Have you ever been beaten so hard you lose hearing in one of your ears? That's what happened last time I went to market without permission.
Oh, of course. I'll look for one.
Stealing isn't going to go any...
Here you go. This should make digging easier.
You're all right for a stranger. Look, the water's tasted like a rusty blade for the past few weeks. Last time I had water like that was when I was downriver from a blacksmith.
Thank you. Mauled to death. May your journey across the Styx be a more peaceful end than this. Debris might be getting stuck in this net. Maybe the dead man was a fisherman. These don't look like the knife wounds of a man. I'll bet it's the metal from the armor giving the water a bad taste. That smell is going to linger on me. It's clear now. I heard that the crops haven't been producing this season.
Laniki expects more crops every year. The soil needs to rest.
So there could be nothing else causing crop shortage?
I didn't say that.
You know more than you're saying.
My stomach aches and it's hard to concentrate. It's a shame that there is no mint around to chew.
Where would I get mint?
The master keeps dried herbs up at the house.
I'll go find some mint for you. Here you go. The herbs you needed.
Fresh is better for my stomach, but since the Blight, dried is all we have left. The back patch of land is riddled with blight like I've only seen once before. My old master lost his whole farm to it. I'll never forget this smell.
The back of the farm. I'll take a look. It's a wonder anything grows in this field with all this mess crushing the plants. The earth is stained here. That can't be good for the soil. Tanners in Kefalonia use something that smells awful to make leather. It can't be good for the soil. It seems like fire is the only way to make sure of ending this blight. I have to tidy everything up around here. Now I'm beginning to understand Tefta's anger. The diseased crops have been burned, and the river is cleared. That should be the last of the blight.
Oh, you truly are God-sent. What was the cause of the rot?
You were so busy looking to the sky that you ignored what was in front of you. The gods are not responsible for cleaning the fields or the river. That's on you.
What? You dare? Xanthi said you are an agent of Zeus, but you are a false champion as godless as my Ilotes. Get out from here!
The poison in your fields is nothing compared to the poison in your heart.
Huh?
Hop, hop! The Cryptia.
Listen up! I'm only going to say this once. Everyone shut up! Or you eat steel! I'd be more than happy to bash your teeth in if you don't settle down!
We can't live like this!
Listen up, you dogs! Some of you seem to think that because you were born in Laconia, you have the right to live in Laconia.
My goat is older than him, but he talks like he's a king. He kills our men, steals our chickens, and everyone's terrified.
You're allowed to live on the condition you produce for the Spartan army.
The Spartans fear you more than you fear them. But they're trained soldiers. We're just farmers. He's one.
You're many. Let's start a riot, shall we?
Lately, production has been horse shit.
Watch this.
Your face looks like horseshit!
What are you doing?
Told you. Starting a riot.
You think I want to be here? I'd rather be in Sparta, fighting or fucking.
You couldn't fight or fuck your way out of a grain sack.
It's working.
Sparta gives you everything! Land, protection from your enemies.
Sparta is our enemy.
Sparta is the enemy!
Sparta is the real enemy.
Who dared speak when I'm speaking?
The killing of Ilotes ends now. You are one. We are many. You are one. We are many. Down with the Cryptia.
Just die! For you!
Αλλαχού, ταχαίως!